The DC Multiverse is a sprawling landscape of gods, monsters, heroes, and cosmic enigmas, each one etched into the fabric of reality with power that can rival the fury of creation itself. But among the countless beings that dwell across space and time, 10 stand apart. These aren't merely characters, they are forces of nature, divine judgments and eternal constants. As we descend into the mythic depth of DC's mightiest entities, we begin our countdown from the titanic 10th place to the terrifying 6th, where omnipotence begins to bend into incomprehensibility. 10. Shazam, the champion of magic. Billy Batson is not just a boy granted magical powers, he is the chosen avatar of 6 immortal beings. With the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury, Shazam is a mortal juggernaut wrapped in mythic power. He has held his own against Superman, battled magical titans, and wields a lightning-based power that can alter the very nature of magical threats. But his real power lies in the divine origin of his abilities. With the right mystical alignment, Shazam can channel enough power to challenge entire pantheons. 9. Martian Manhunter, the last son of Mars. Jon Jones is often underrated, but few beings can match his raw versatility, super strength, shapeshifting, telepathy, phasing, invisibility, and regenerative healing. He is a one-man Justice League. Beyond that, his mind is a weapon. He can mentally overwhelm almost any opponent, including gods. Once stated to be as powerful as Superman, possibly even more dangerous, Jon combines intellect with overwhelming psionic force. In alternate universes, he's destroyed armies with a thought. Were it not for his deep empathy and reluctance to kill, he might stand even higher on this list. 8. Dr. Fate, Nabu's avatar. When Kent Nelson dons the helmet of Nabu, he becomes a conduit for one of the oldest Lords of Order. Dr. Fate is not simply a sorcerer, he is a universal constant of mystical balance. He bends reality, manipulates time, banishes demons, and rewrites fate itself. His command of the magical spectrum is nearly unrivaled, and when fully possessed by Nabu, his will is that of a god. He has challenged beings like Trigon, stood against the chaos of Mordru, and anchored entire dimensions with incantations alone. The only limits to Dr. Fate's power are the battles between Nabu's will and the mortal soul beneath the helm. 7. Lucifer Morningstar, the Lightbringer. Once the most radiant of angels, Lucifer Morningstar walked away from the throne of hell, not out of fear, but out of defiance. He is not just powerful, he's terrifyingly free. His abilities defy logic. He can manipulate reality, reshape matter, bend time, and craft universes with a thought. He once created an entire cosmos from nothingness and gifted it with autonomy. His intellect is unfathomable, his will indomitable. Even when standing against beings like Michael Demiurgos and the Presence himself, Lucifer never bows. He is power unbound by chains, dangerous not just for what he can do, but because of what he refuses to do. Says Michael Demiurgos, the right hand of God. If Lucifer is freedom, Michael is authority. Wielding the demiurgic power, the raw creative energy used by the Presence to craft existence. Michael is one of 2 angels who stand at the precipice of omnipotence. With a word, he can unmake galaxies. With his will, he can forge existence. His power has terrified archangels, humbled gods, and even forced Lucifer to admit that, should Michael will it, nothing in creation could stop him. But Michael is not reckless. He is honor-bound, reserved, and carries the burden of infinite power with divine grace. If he ever unleashed his full potential, not even the multiverse would survive untouched. From champions of magic to divine agents of creation, the DC universe is bursting at the seams with impossible power. Yet these 5 beings, Shazam, Martian Manhunter, Dr. Fate, Lucifer, Morning Star, and Michael Demiurgos represent only the threshold of transcendence. As we ascend into the top 5, we enter the realm of gods and absolutes, where even Superman, the Man of Steel, may find himself looking upward. What kind of force could rival Michael or Lucifer? What lies above them in the infinite hierarchy of DC power? In the uppermost echelons of the DC Multiverse, strength is no longer just physical. It becomes metaphysical, philosophical, and symbolic. These next 5 beings are not only defined by their destructive capabilities, but by what they represent: concepts, forces, or balances so fundamental that their mere presence can bend the laws of reality. From living embodiments of universal principles to the hand that sculpts entire realities. This is where the line between character and cosmic truth vanishes. The top 5 strongest beings in DC are not only impossible to defeat, they're almost impossible to comprehend. 5. The Spectre, spirit of divine wrath. Bound to a mortal host, the Spectre is the vengeance of God-given form. His power fluctuates based on the righteousness of his host, but at his peak, he is beyond all but the most supreme beings. The Spectre can warp reality, judge and annihilate entire civilizations, and undo the very fabric of sin. He has defeated the Anti-Monitor, subdued cosmic threats, and judged gods themselves. When God speaks through him, even the lords of chaos and order tremble. Though tethered to human morality through his hosts, Jim Corrigan, Hal Jordan, and others, the Spectre represents the executioner of divine law. If he deems a soul guilty, not even time can hide it. 4. The Anti-Monitor, devourer of universes. A being forged from the antimatter universe. The Anti-Monitor is destruction incarnate. He was the cataclysm behind the crisis on infinite Earths, consuming infinite realities and killing billions across timelines. Taller than mountains and older than most gods, his body generates waves of antimatter that obliterate everything in their path. It took nearly every hero in the multiverse, alongside cosmic entities, to slow him down. His armor houses unspeakable energy, and when unshackled, his raw destructive force has wiped timelines clean of history. The Anti-Monitor doesn't just conquer, he erases. He is the void that waits at the end of time. 3. Perpetua, mother of the multiverse. Before the multiverse, there was Perpetua, a member of the race of cosmic beings known as the Super Celestials. Perpetua shaped the original multiverse, giving birth to countless worlds, timelines, and life forms. She forged the Monitor, Anti-Monitor, and World Forger as her children, and even they bowed to her will. Perpetua exists on a level above gods in concept. She is a cosmic architect, creating not just matter, but the rules by which matter exists. She once fused the positive, negative, and dark multiverses into one, twisting the very mechanics of creation itself. Her ambition to sculpt a multiverse in her own dark image. Even the combined power of Superman, Wonder Woman, and the entire Justice League barely delayed her. Only the intervention of the most divine power could seal her fate. 2. The Presence, the god of the DC Universe. Often seen but rarely understood, the Presence is the supreme being of the DC cosmology, the source of all things, all timelines, all existence. He created heaven, hell, the angels, and the laws that govern every plane of being. He is the force behind the power of the Spectre, the creator of Lucifer and Michael, and the silent author of every divine script. But the Presence rarely interferes directly. He works through avatars, whispers, and fate. When he does act, however, he changes everything. He has rewritten creation, healed the source wall, and erased beings beyond comprehension. If the Presence wills something to happen, it must. Yet his greatest mystery lies in his silence. He is not just a character, he is a metaphor for authorship itself, and some believe he represents the writers and artists behind DC. The Presence is the final word, or so it seems. 1. The Great Darkness, the ultimate counterforce. At the very peak, beyond gods, angels, and even the Presence, there is something older. The Great Darkness. It predates light, predates thought, predates will. Where the Presence is creation, The great darkness is the infinite calm that preceded everything. Not evil, not good, it simply is. And in its existence lies the potential to unmake all. During the Dark Crisis, the great darkness was revealed as the source behind multiversal death, manipulating even Perpetua and the Anti-Monitor like pawns. It didn't speak, it moved, and in that motion entire realities faded into black. Its servants, ranging from corrupted cosmic gods to twisted versions of Superman, acted not from orders, but resonance with its void. Even the presence could not destroy the darkness. He could only balance it. It represents entropy, silence, the return to nothingness that awaits all things. The great darkness is not malevolent. It is the truth beyond endings. And in a universe built on narrative, it is the inevitable full stop at the end of all stories. And so, our journey ends at the beginning, the dark womb before light. From Billy Batson to the great darkness, we have climbed a ladder of power that ascends past muscle, magic, morality, and meaning. But remember, strength in the DC universe is not always measured by brute force. Sometimes it's measured by what a being represents, why it exists, and how it reshapes the cosmos around it. These 10 beings stand atop the infinite pantheon, not just as conquerors or gods, but as fundamental truths within a mythic reality. They define the universe not merely by what they do, but by what they are. In the DC cosmos, stories are more than tales. They are blueprints for reality. And these 10, they're the architects, the enforcers, and the inevitable end.